is for more control, whereas job management is for more flexibility. So how do you define control and flexibility? So we will see in today and tomorrow session. So when I say more control here, you can view the position, you can freeze the position, you can move the position, you can close the position, you can edit the position. So you have a great control. You can move an employee along with the position, you can edit the position and change the data whenever you need, or you can close the position if you think that position is not required. That's what we call more control. So everything is in your control with the position. Flexibility means I want to hire an employee based on my own requirement, my requirement. Okay? Or I want to hire a group of employees within a short period of time. I want to hire an employees without any approvals. This is called flexibility. You hire an employee whenever you need, whenever you want. In such scenario, we'll go with job management. Okay, for now, just remember these two terms: more control, more flexibility. Why it is more control, flexibility, we will discuss now in detail. So before that, as I said last in the last topic we discussed high level. Again, I will explain few points to remember here. You can select only one staffing model for one supervisory organization. Okay, one staffing model for one supervisory. For example, here I created this. We created marketing warehouse. Okay, marketing warehouse. So few key points to remember could be helpful for interviews. Only one staffing model select for supervisory organization. Remember, I'm not saying hierarchy, individual supervisor organization. Only one staffing model we can select for supervisor organization. Then once we create position or hire any employees, hire any employees, you can't change the staffing model. Once you hire an employee, once you get a position, you cannot change the staffing model. Workday doesn't let you allow to do that. There is an alternate option. We will discuss in such scenario how to manage. But point here we need to remember you can't change the staffing model once you hire an employee or create a position. Third one, if you want to change the staffing model for a group of organizations or multiple organizations up to maximum of 100, with the help of a task called maintain staffing models, maintain staffing models, you can switch or change the staffing models up to 100 in one go. Okay, for example, you created 300 supervisor organizations. I'm just giving an example, or 250 or 200. Out of the 200, customer mentioned some changes. So initially we thought job management, now we need position management. Can you change the staffing models? Yes. At that time, with the help of this task called maintain staffing models is the task. With the help of this task, you can change the staffing models up to maximum 100. If you want to change for remaining 100, you have to access this task again and change the staffing models. Position to job, job to position. Okay, fine. So these are the important points in the staffing models. Now, again, quickly let me explain what is mean by position management and what are the prerequisites for position management we will discuss, and how to get position in this session we will discuss in detail. Right. Again, this topic we already discussed, but bear with me, please. So, consider this is just a overview so that we will be in sync from today onward for next sessions. So, as I said, there are two types of staffing models. We have position management and job management. Today, we'll discuss about position management key characteristics and what are the prerequisites for position management and then we'll create some positions to understand how does it works. Okay. Position management key characteristics. You can create a single position or you can create multiple positions with the same position title is possible. You're able to create a single position or multiple position with the same title is possible. If you want to hire an employee into the position, you must need a open position as of employee hire date or worker start date. To make it simple, I want to hire an employee called Mr. John. First thing, I need a position first. Then only I'm able to hire. If I don't have a position, I can't hire any employee. So position is must to hire an employee in position management. Position can open after a job change. Whenever you heard this term job change, remember it can be promotion, transfer, demotion, or even a data change or a relocation. Okay, promotion, transfer, demotion, or relocation or data change. Consolidatedly, we will call it as job change or change job. So you can open the position after a job change. So I will go with some examples here. Then positions can be moved from one supervisory organization to other supervisory organization as part of the job change. So you can also move the position from one supervisory organization to other supervisory organization is possible. A position can be closed if no longer needed. So let's say once you create a position based on the demand or requirement. Later, some of the positions the customer mentioned they don't need at all. Then you can permanently close the positions. Okay, close the positions permanently is also possible. Now let's go with some examples, friends. So to understand clearly. Now let's say I'm taking the same example again. Here I have two supervisor organizations. One is supervisor organization A, another one is supervisor organization B. Okay, let's see the statements from Workday. A single position can be created that needs to be filled. Okay, I can get a single position or multiple position, both are possible. So I want to hire an employee called Mr. John. So first what I need, or Mr. Richard, first what I need a position. So in a supervisor organization, I have created a position called, let's say, manager IT. Open unfilled position. Open position. Okay, position. To hire an employee into the position, there must be approved and available position as a worker start date or worker hire date. So here we have a position already available to hire an employee into the position. Position is already available. So in this position, I'm hiring this employee called Mr. John. Okay, I hired an employee called Mr. John. So this position now is filled. Okay, position is filled now. Position can open after a job change, either promotion, transfer, demotion. You can change the positions due to these reasons. Let's take for example, under supervisor organization B, we have open position called senior manager IT or senior manager. Open position. Okay. Position can open after job change, could be promotion, transfer, or demotion. So I'm promoting Mr. John from manager IT position to I'm promoting Mr. John from manager IT position to senior manager IT position. Manager IT position to senior manager IT or senior manager. Let me give IT also. Senior manager IT position. In this scenario, if you observe, I have moved only the employee to the new position, friends. Okay. His previous position or current position remains open now. I can hire someone into the position in future. I moved only the employee to the proposed position. to the new position. The employee's previous position remains open so that I can hire anyone into this position later or transfer any employee into this position later. Is possible. Then after, positions can be moved from one supervisory organization to other supervisory organization as part of the job change. You can move the position from organization B to A or organization A to B is also possible. In which scenario it is applicable? Let's assume Mr. John has requested for transfer from organization B to organization A. You can move the employee Mr. John along with his position from organization B to organization A is also possible in position management. The difference is here. In the first scenario, we moved only the employee to the new position. In second scenario, we moved employee along with the position. Is also possible in position management. A position can be closed if no longer needed. A position can be closed if no longer needed. What is mean by that? Let's say Mr. John has resigned for his job so that we separated or terminated. And company decided we have two positions now under organization A. We will go with manager IT. We don't need senior manager IT at this moment. You can permanently close the position. Permanently, you can close the position. This position no longer required. This is also possible in position management. Once employee left, you can close the position. Or you created the position based on the demand. Later you realize those many positions are not required. You can still close the positions. These are the position management key characteristics. Okay. High level again I will quick level explain because in staffing models these are the very important things, especially in interviews also if anyone preparing. Or not only that, even if you're running the workshop to a customer to explain about position management, okay, so these key characteristics plays a key role. So they will understand what is the pros and cons. You are able to create a single position, which means you can define a quantity, how many positions you need. If you want to hire an employee, you must need a position first. Without creating position, not possible. Someone may try to tweak the question here, something like, can I hire an employee in the position management without creating a position? Answer is no, you cannot. You first create position, first show the chair, and then only hire an employee into the chair. Okay? So position can open after a job change. Due to any reason, promotion, transfer, demotion, you can keep the position as open and move only the employee out of the position. Is possible. Positions can be moved from one supervisory organization to other supervisory organization as part of the job change, which means you can move the employee along with the position from organization B to organization A or any supervisory organizations is possible. You can also close the positions if you think those positions are not required in future. But point here we need to remember, once you close the position, once you close the position. So let's say you are my customer or you are my manager and you told me, hey Kiran, we don't need this senior manager position. So I closed it. The next immediate day you said, no, 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 we need this position. Can you open it? Not possible. Okay. Once you close the position, you cannot reopen the position. Not possible in Workday. So that's why we have alternate option called freeze position. We will discuss that. Okay. So any questions, friends, on this examples or
Yeah,
this key
Kiran, I
character?
have a question over here. So
Please, sir.
the question is, in supervisory organization B, we have this senior manager position open, and we hired that guy. So, however, in
Right,
supervisor organization A, we do not have that position open as a senior manager. But as
right,
we promoted him as we promoted him to this organization, but the thing is, the position is not open. How can we move him
right,
from B to A when there is no position?
right, right. Good one. So two options are here. Option one. You can create a position and bring only the employee. So okay, first scenario, you can open a new
Okay.
position and bring
Okay.
the employee. That is one. If option two is, let's say this is the receiving manager and here we have a sending manager, the both came to an agreement, that's fine. I no need to get a open position. You can move the employee along with current position because it's just a transfer. We are not promoting. So I no need to create a new demand. In that case, move the employee along with the current position. Okay. Let's say it's a
Okay.
mutual understanding between organization manager A and organization manager B. That is also possible. So what are the first scenario you mentioned is also possible. So if that is the
Okay.
case, what happened is
But
okay,
but
update the scene. Huh,
sorry, but I have one more question over here. But I think
please.
organization B and organization A, they might have different cost centers or different pay
Mm,
sections and
definitely.
all, right?
Additional
So,
organizations, pay groups. Yeah, yeah.
and those
How
all
they're
will
gonna assign
be
other
right.
right? Exactly. Good point. So that is part of change of process. That's why I said na here, change of process. This is just to make you understand, sorry, make us understand how the position management behaves here. Okay. However, when I initiate a job change, position will be impacted, manager will be impacted. I mean, the proposed manager will be changed. And you mentioned cost centers, organizations, I mean, company, regions will be impacted, compensation will be impacted, employee pay group will be changed, employee work location will be changed, employee job profile will be changed, everything will be remains changed. So that we'll discuss during our job change. This is just we're talking about a basic about positions, key characteristics. But when I initiate this change up, right, these are all we will cover. Yeah,
Okay, correct. Okay, thank you.
thank you. So anyone have any questions on this?
Kiran, one question. So one position we
Yes.
can assign to only one person. Is it like that?
Good answer. So one position you can assign only for one employee. Okay, one position can be assigned only for one employee. But here is the catch or a tricky thing. Let me explain. I will. Okay, let's take this to. Oh, assume these positions are open. Okay, these two positions I will bring it to one organization. I have a senior manager. Let's say Mr. John. Here I have an employee manager as Mr. Richard. The two people are working on an organization. Now, Mr. Richard is separated or terminated. He moved to a different role or out of the organization. This position remain open. So, until we'll find a new employee to this position, we ask Mr. John to take care of this position. Take care of in the sense, you also take this responsibility of manager IT as a senior manager. Take care of manager IT as well. In this scenario, I can also move Mr. John to this manager IT position. One employee working in two positions, working in two positions. And workday here it will give a plus sign, which means this employee Mr. John having plus one position. Okay, this is called add job processor, and also call additionally additional job. So what I'm trying to say, an employee can hold more than one position is possible in workday, but we cannot hire two employees into one position. Okay. uh, did I answer your question or any follow-up questions on this?
No, it's clear. Thank you.
Yeah, but of course, I just explained this, but there's a impact on the employee compensation. That's why we will give here FTE 50% and here FTE again 50%. It doesn't mean employee working in two positions, company is going to pay two salaries. It doesn't happen, right? 8 hours only employee has to work as per the labor laws or employee regulations in each country, correct? So what happens? We'll split this 50 full-time equivalent percentage. 4 hours work for this position, 4 hours work for this position, and you take the salary from this position like that. So if you go with this approach, compensation will be impacted, absence will be impacted, payroll will be impacted. So we will cover that one during. This also falls under change of process, additional job. Okay. So anyone have any other questions, friends? Before we are moving on to the prerequisite topic. Okay. As a consultant or administrator, if you recommend position management to your customer, so normally how it works in workshop you'll organize, and once you got the requirement from the customers, they want to go with position management. Now it's our responsibility to make them clear there are five prerequisites or workflows or business processes are required for position management. Five business process plays a key role for position management. BP stands for business process, short form we are calling it as BP. Let you allow to create positions under your supervisor organizations. Then after I created the position, well, I created the position with all the details. Now I want to change the details of the position location, time type, worker type, etc. At the time, with the help of this business process called edit position restrictions, you can change the position location, time type, worker subtype, job description, summary, any details you can change it. Remember, it might be confusing terminology here. Edit position restrictions, edit position. The purpose and the purpose remains same. The reason is this business process which let you allow to edit an unfilled position, which means employee not hide in the position. The position is just open position. If you want to perform any changes with the help of this edit position restrictions, you can edit it. Remember, unfilled position, expected interview question. Edit position business process means employee already hide in the position. Employee is active in the position. Still you want to perform some changes. Then Workday recommends this business process. Use this business process to edit the position. Now question is, if it is same purpose, why Workday give two BPs? Let me explain. Once you hire any employee, the changes we will call it as data change. The changes we will call it as data change. Okay, let me explain with an example so that it might be more helpful and clear. Let's take a scenario. Two scenarios we will take. I have created a position called manager IT. I created a position called manager IT. So in this position, I gave employee time type is. We'll discuss more fields in next session, like to the position restrictions and all. So I gave the details like time type is full time. Okay? This position is full time. Remember, I created a position and then I tagged the time type is full time. And in this position, I hired an employee called Mr. John. So automatically, Mr. John is a full-time employee because I hired them in the manager IT full-time position. So he is working as a full-time employee. Okay. Take the second scenario. Same scenario. I created a manager IT position. IT position I created, but this is a part-time position. This is a part-time position, and in this position, I hired an employee called Mr. John. In this position, I hired an employee called Mr. John. After hiring employee Mr. John, I changed the position time type to to full time. Remember, earlier it is a part time. After hiring an employee, I change this position type to full time. Later, I separated Mr. John from this organization, terminated. Here also, I separated Mr. John or terminated. What is the difference you have observed here, sir? First scenario, I hired an employee. I have not done any changes. Position is full time. I hired an employee. He became a full time employee. Second scenario, I created a position as a part time. I hired an employee, Mr. John, as a part time. Later, I changed the time type to full time, but I separated this person from both the scenarios. But there is a difference here. Anyone? Any guess?
The second scenario, you can
This
hire the person as a part-time again, if possible only. There is no reason of the full-time. That we can.
Okay, good. That's correct.
The
What
first
happened
scenario,
here?
yeah, you hire only the full-time guy, not the part-time.
Exactly, sir. So remember, friends, the difference. Okay, these are the two things in Workday. This will continue to compensation as well. Please stop me if it is not clear. Okay, anyhow, I'm gonna cover again with more examples after hiring also. In first scenario, I created a position manager IT full time. I hired an employee. Later, I separate or terminate this employee. The position remains same only full time. In second scenario, I create a position with the part time, and then I hired an employee, then change the time type to full time. Whenever I move the employee out of the position, this position will retrieve the previous data. Why? Because the time type, whatever I changed on the worker, not on the position. I'm repeating, the time type, whatever I have changed, is on worker, not on the position. That's the reason here Workday come up with two BPs. Edit position restrictions. If you want to edit an unfilled position, go with this option. If you want to change the details for the employee who is already hired or filled, go with this option. The second scenario is nothing but edit position. Okay. Or if it is confusing, let me explain one more scenario. Similarly, it will give you, I hope it will give you more clarity. Same thing I'm taking. Here, I have a position called manager IT position. Manager IT position. Remember, open unfilled position. In this position, I'm assigning compensation. I assign base pay, car allowance. Okay, assign base pay plus car allowance. Remember, on the position, friends. Position is manager IT. For the position, I assign base pay plus car allowance, all the details. Then I hired an employee called John. Scenario 2. Here also we have a position. Same I'm taking it as manager IT. But here what I did, I first hired an employee called Mr. John and then assigned a compensation to the worker. Base pay plus allowances. Or let's say same car allowance. I'm repeating. Scenario 1 position. I assigned compensation to position, not to the worker position. And then I hired an employee into the position so that the same base pay car allowance will be defaulted to the employee. Scenario 2. I created the position, but I hired an employee first and then assigned the compensation to the worker. Now see the difference. I'm terminating this employee from manager IT position. Similarly, I'm terminating this employee from manager IT position. What is the difference here in first scenario and second scenario?
In the first scenario, like if any other employee is replaced, they will have the same base pay and
Eh,
car allowance.
Exactly, exactly, sir. Thank you. So that's the difference, friends. In first scenario, even though I hire another employee later, they will get the same allowance base pay, which means I no need to reassign again and again compensation. Second scenario, if I hire an employee, again I have to assign a compensation. So 10 times if I terminate and 10 times I'm hiring, 10 times I need to give compensation. But here it is not the case. To differentiate this, Workday come up with two BPs. Okay. Practical I will show on the tenant once we created positions. Okay. So we are on top of the time. I'm sorry if it is any getting late for anyone. Let me quickly explain these two. Tomorrow we'll start configuring our positions. So there are two business models we have: freeze position, close position. We are going to work on all the BPs in tomorrow session. It's really interesting. Freeze position means temporarily you are holding the position not available for hire. Okay, what does that mean? Let's say I created two positions under supervisory organization A. Supervisory organization A, I created two positions. Let's say manager sales, manager IT. Two positions I created. Okay, based on the demand. Later the customer said, "Hey Kiran, we don't have budget to hire anyone into the manager sales for some time. Maybe next quarter the management may release the budget. So until I don't want this position, we don't need this position until." What you can do, you can freeze it. Freeze in the sense this position is temporarily not available for hire. Okay, not available for, it is available, it will be hidden automatically, but it is not available for hire. You can still view the position. Later the budget is released, unfreeze the position so that this position is available for hire. It's a kind of inactivation and activation, friends. Inactivation and activation. Similarly, close position. Same scenario. I created two positions under supervised organization A. Later, the customer decided they don't want manager sales position at all. Earlier, they thought based on the demand they need. Now they decided they don't need this. Then permanently close the position. Once you close, you cannot reopen. Position no longer available for hire. If the customer wants the same position, you need to reopen the position. Okay, so these scenarios, how to create position, once we created the position, how to change attributes, okay, and how to freeze, unfreeze, how to close the position, what are the limitations, and as a consultant we should be careful on few things. That topics I'll pick up in tomorrow session. Okay, I'm sorry if I take 5 minutes extra. Does anyone have any questions on today's topic?
No, Kiran, we are good.
Okay. Excuse me.